Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I am the Twisted Jedi, and we finally have the official patch notes for Star Wars Battlefront 2 Patch 2.0 thanks to the post on the forums by Sledgehammer70. Now I apologize in advance if I sound a little funny, as I have been feeling a little under the weather, but I still wanted to bring you guys all the latest news. Now this update will bring a long list of changes to the game, and if I were to go through all of them, we would be here forever. So I am just going to read the main ones that I think are most important, and then I'll leave a link in the description to the full patch notes for you guys to look at if you want any further details on this update. Anyways, let's jump right into it. Probably the biggest change in this patch is the new progression system. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail here because I have two other videos on my channel describing this new system, so if you guys want to know more about that, then I suggest watching one of those videos after you're done here. Anyway, Sledgehammer70 went on to say, along with these changes, we've also unlocked all current heroes and hero ships for everyone to play. With all characters now having a unit level, we don't want to limit anyone's chance to progress as we change the way you interact with these characters. So every single hero ship and hero is now unlocked for everyone, guys. You will be able to play and progress with all of them within the new progression system, which is great not just for new players, but older players that haven't unlocked everything yet. On top of all of this, there is a new location that has been added to the game. Bespin makes its return from Battlefront 2015 as a new location in Battlefront 2 for Blast and Heroes vs Villains, which we've known about for a few days, but what we didn't know is that for a limited time, it will also be available for Jetpack Cargo. If you guys have been watching my channel recently, you would have seen some Bespin gameplay from the EA Game Changers event that I went to in Sweden. It definitely was a really fun map to play, and I'm looking forward to testing it out with Jetpack Cargo. Now moving on, another small detail for Arcade is that all star cards for arcade mode will be unlocked and at the epic level. So if you play offline, then this is great news for you. Getting into the hero changes, we start with Iden Versio. Her base health has been increased from 550 to 650. She's also had an issue fixed where the secondary fire module didn't appear on the TL50. Her droid shield had a small improvement as its active time wasn't long enough, so it has now gone from 10 seconds to 12 seconds. There's also a bunch of changes to her pulse cannon, but I'll let you guys check that out in the patch notes because it is quite extensive. Boba Fett's jetpack has been slightly slowed down as it was a little bit hard to control, and to compensate for this, the reduced speed, he will now have 550 health instead of 500. The next change is Leia's hairstyle, and yes, it has been changed to match her comic book outfit, which you would have seen in some of the previous videos that I've posted, with her hero tile, and she will also get a buff where her increased maximum health regeneration has gone from 150 to 200, and she's had a decrease in health regen delay from 5 to 4.5 seconds. Getting into Han Solo now, and just a few little fixes, he has now gone from 600 to 650 base health, just to give him a little bit more of a buff against lightsaber heroes, and they also fixed an issue where the detonite charge would not explode in mid-air. Now this is something that I'm really happy that they fixed, because I know I definitely use the star card that does more damage when it explodes in the air, so now that that's been sorted out, I'm definitely much more excited to use Han. Darth Vader had an issue fixed where his punishing grip star card wasn't correctly applied, and also he had the ability to throw his lightsaber through certain walls on Takodana. So now that has been changed as well and shouldn't happen anymore. Emperor Palpatine has had a change where his lightning absorption star card didn't grant the correct amount of health after being used and should now give the right amount. Chewie's stun grenades can no longer be activated while other abilities are currently activating, which makes a massive difference for heroes vs villains, and I feel like it's really gonna balance him out perfectly. I know his Furious Bowcaster combined with that stun grenade was a massive problem in Heroes vs Villains, so I'm really glad that that is fixed. As far as changes for Rey, she just has the one, and while using her insight, a circle shouldn't appear under her for other players, only the character being used. Yoda's area of effect will now display properly when the Unleash ability is triggered, and they also fixed the issue where he didn't break out of immobilizing abilities when using Presence. Finn had an issue fixed where the UI marker for his Deadeye ability would persist after the ability had ended, and also the weathering effects weren't working on him, so they should now. And lastly, for the hero updates, Lando Calrissian has had an issue fixed where players were unable to spawn as him if Han Solo was being played. That's a little bit weird. I feel like that's just something that's messed up on the other end, so hopefully you can get Han and Lando in the same time now. So that's basically all of the heroes changes for patch 2.0. There have been a bunch of infantry changes as well, but the main ones are the SE-44C getting nerfed to fire less shots before overheating. The Officer's Present star card can no longer be stacked with other buff cards. Turrets will now spot enemies, and thermal binoculars will give 25 battle points when spotting an opponent. Some sound corrections were made to the heavy sentry, as well as fixing the annoying explosive shot issue with the DC-15LE. The aerial and enforcer classes had a bunch of changes too, as well as some fixes for the AT-ST and a buff from 1500 HP to 2500 on Takodana. Almost all of the maps have been tweaked to make them more balanced and give it a more even battle in Galactic Assault, instead of just dominating in the first few phases and having really short games. Lastly, there have been a ton of arcade and bug fixes, and if you want to see those, the link will be in the description, as they both have quite long lists in themselves, and this video will end up going for 20 minutes if I read all of them to you guys. Anyways guys, that is all for patch 2.0. Be sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel, and drop a like if you enjoyed this video. I will see you all on the battlefront after the downtime. I am the Twisted Jedi, and may the Force be with you.